Quite a lot of people ask questions around what are the steps required to be taken if you're trying to switch an employer while you're on a skilled worker visa. So even for me, a couple of weeks ago, I was a bit confused about some questions being asked. I couldn't give a definite answer, in regards to getting the right thing to do if you're trying to change your employer while on a skilled worker visa or on a health and care visa. So I and my friend decided to call the Home Office a couple of days ago just to ensure we get the right information from the right source as regards switching your visa or switching your employer while you're on a skilled worker visa. So if you're planning to switch your employer or you're planning to get a new job very soon to change your sponsor, then you sure do want to watch this video till the end. And if you're coming across my channel for the first time, please hit the subscribe button to join the amazing Coin family. And my returning subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Before I get into some of the information we got from the UK Home Office as regards changing your employer while you're on a skilled worker visa, I'm just going to give like an overview of what we have on gov.uk already. So people change employers in the UK while on a skilled worker visa for different reasons. Some change probably because they are not satisfied with their job experience in that particular organizations, and people just change their jobs for different reasons. And it's important for you to ensure that you do it the right way. Ensure you're not making mistakes. Ensure that your new HR is leading you in the right direction, so you don't get into trouble with the UK Home Office. And as I tell people on this channel, here in the UK or in any developed country, ignorance is not an excuse. So you need to be able to ensure you have adequate information, which is one of the reasons why this channel exists in the first place. Now we're going to check out what is on UK website as regards updating your visa if you change a job or an employer. Now you will need to apply to update your skilled worker visa or tier 2 work visa if one, you want to change your job and your new job is with a different employer. You need to update your skilled worker visa. Your job changes to a different occupation code and you are not in a graduate training program. So even while you're working with the same organization and you change the kind of job you're doing, you definitely need to contact the UK Home Office to get your visa updated. And also you leave a job that is on a shortage occupation list to a job that is not on the list. Now you do not need to apply again if you stay in the same job but your job is taken off the shortage occupation list. So those are the different scenarios or situations whereby you might need, or you definitely do need to contact the UK Home Office. Now that information on gov.uk is saying if you will be doing a different job for your current employer, you only need to apply to update your visa if your new job is in a different occupation code. So probably you're working as a data analyst with an organization, then you switched you change your job role to let's say something entirely different from data analytics and has a different occupation code. So even though you are still with the same organization or the same sponsor, you still need to contact the Home Office to get your occupation code, to get your visa updated. And your partner will need, or your partner or children will need to apply separately to update their visa. You can either apply at the same time as you or at a different time before the current visa expires. So now when do you need to apply to update your visa? It's categorically stated on the gov.uk website that you can apply to update your visa up to 3 months before the start date on your job. I've seen a lot of people who already agreed on the start date with the HR without carrying out the due process. So when it's probably, I think it was 2 weeks to his resumption, then the HR person had to call him that, oh, sorry, I can see you on the skilled worker visa. You need to, contact your Home Office, and he had, dropped a signature letter in his previous job. So, it's really messy. He had to, wait because you can't start in a new job until his visa is updated. Probably that was an oversight from the HR. And so when the person realized, they had to take the due process. So I think he was out of a job for like a month before he got the decision of his visa application with the Home Office. Of course, he got the visa eventually. So you can continue working in your current job while your new application is being considered. So you need to ensure you start the application on time so that you don't start rushing things and hoping that the UK VI is going to give you a decision on your application before your your probation period, or before the deadline or the notice you gave to your current employer elapse. So basically, just need to ensure that you're still working with that particular employer. Ensure you get a decision from the UK Home Office before you drop your resignation letter with your current employer, so you don't start with a job basically. And you should not start your new job until you've gotten a confirmation of your new permission. You must not travel outside the UK, Ireland, the Channel Island, or the Isle of Man until you get a decision. Your application will be withdrawn if you do. Now, one of the things I was a bit confused about is in regards to the IHS fee. Now, so I'm thinking, if you're trying to switch your employer, for instance, your current employer give you a visa for, let's say, January 2022, let's say you got a 3 years visa till January 2025, and February 2023, that's about a year plus later, you decide to switch your employer. And obviously you need to contact the Home Office, go through the whole application all over again. Now, what I was a bit confused about is, so if your new employer that you got a job with in February 2023 decides to give you let's say 3 years certificate of sponsorship, and that means that for the new application it's going to be from February 2023 to February 2026. Now, what I was a bit confused about is, are you going, when you're doing your new application, are you going to just pay for the extra 1 year on the new visa, or you're going to pay for the fresh 3 years? What happens to the previous unused IHS fee I had paid initially? So I wasn't sure there wasn't anything anything concrete or direct on gov.uk, so we had to call the UK Home Office to get clarification, and this was the answer we got in this regards. So we're told that if you're applying for a new visa, to update your visa, basically not a new visa per se, to update your visa, you'll be required to pay the complete IHS fee for that particular visa. So if you got a 3 years certificate of sponsorship from the new employer, you're going to pay for the 3 years just the way you're applying for a normal or a new visa basically. So what happens to the previous unused IHS fee you've paid? The response we got to that question was that automatically, after you've gone into a new visa, or gone into a new to a new visa sponsored by a new sponsor, the previous IHS fee you've paid before will be automatically refunded into your account within 6 weeks. So this is really important, within 6 weeks. So you don't need to be worried about paying a new IHS fee. The ones you've not used will definitely be refunded back to you. And it's also important that if you're applying for updating your skilled worker visa, you need to ensure you read through the contract you got from your employer. I've got someone who got a bonus, like a relocation bonus of about, I think, 2,000 within 2,000 to 3,000 pounds when he moved in. So when he got a new job and he was trying to move to the new employer, he was thinking, oh, the relocation was for me to move in, and I've moved, and that's it. Apparently, on his contract, he needs to work with the organization for 3 years before he won't need to pay back the relocation allowance. So as a matter of fact, when he dropped his resignation letter, when he was leaving, I think about 2 or 3 days to the date he was supposed to leave the organization, he got an email from HR, and he was not forced, he was enforced, really. I think that's the right word. He was told that he had to pay back the 2,000 pounds. I think it was 2,008 something, 2,000 plus pounds he got as a relocation bonus. So I should read your contract, especially for those people who are coming from outside the UK, probably they paid for your flight. You need to read the contract, because nothing is free, even in Freetown. You need to ensure you read your contract to know, if there's a need for you to repay back some amount of money, so that you don't get told at the end and you start running the scatter trying to raise funds and all of that. So I hope you find this video resourceful. If you do, please click on the like button. If you have any questions as regards switching employers while on the skilled worker visa, please state in the comment section. And if you're coming across my channel for the first time, please hit the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And my returning subscribers, you guys are the real MVP. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So this will be the end of this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you.